It's beginning to look very good indeed for Neil Robertson, but Ken, I wonder how much the pressure of this situation is now really beginning to weigh on Jamie's shoulders.
Well, it's a terrible shame because he played probably one of the shot of the championships there, the snooker behind the blue. It was a fantastic shot off 4 cushions. And then, you know, the next shot, he probably played one of the worst shots he's ever played by missing the brown from hand. It was, you know, for such a great putter, it was just sheer pressure of the situation.
And of course, always in this situation, Steve, when luck's with you and when the match is going with you, you start to get breaks. I mean, the frame was virtually over here, but this double kiss on the blue was fairly typical of Neil.
Yes, that's right, yeah, it was a bit of a fluke. I mean, the frame effectively over with Jamie leading snookers, but amazing how much blue came out of the pocket and went back in again. But if you're going to win tournaments, when a big moment happens, and it did happen with the reversal with that snooker that Jamie got, and he had ball in hand on the blue, on the brown. If you're going to win tournaments, you do take advantage of those. And unfortunately for Jamie, you can see the shock on his face afterwards. Neil Robertson has been clinching those things all week when they've happened, when he's got the chance, and so that's a massive turnaround, or potentially big turnaround in the game has gone and been negated by that mistake.
Do you sense, and from your experience, the two of you, when you begin to creep away, do you begin to sense weakness in your opponent? Can you almost smell it at this stage?
I think he can smell it now at the moment. I think Jamie can smell it as well, because he's missed, unfortunately for him, in these first couple of games, a lot of relatively easy putts that he hasn't been missing already, and maybe just now it's sort of the sort of situation is getting to him a little bit. But I mean, he's played fantastic all week.
Absolutely.
He's got nothing to be ashamed of. But he's still not out of this match by any stretch of the imagination if he wins these next 2 frames. But you know, he's just starting to tell that the pressure is getting to him a little bit.
Sometimes you can actually, with people watching at home, and we can smell what's happening more so than the other guy, because he's not watching the body action and reactions of the player. So I played, I think, Michael Holt in the World Championship, and I was just concentrating on my game, and Michael was, you know, a few sort of signs to the crowd that I didn't know he was making, and so Neil won't be watching what Jamie's doing off the table, but you'll be sensing that he's missing balls, and that's all the confidence you really need. Was
Jamie's jaw dread to the middle pocket more easy or less easy than we think it might have been?
Oh, yeah, before that, all those incidents, you mean, with that one in the middle pocket? Yeah, it looked like he'd made a bad miss just before that, Ken, hadn't he, with that red? It looked a lot easier than it was, and with potential for our Hawkeye now to get right behind a shot. That's the angle of the shot, and you can see it was a tricky one.
It was a very, very tricky one. With our little tie there, we could see how tricky it was, but all the crowd went, ew, didn't they, as if it was an easy pot.
Well, it's not easy at this stage in any major final, and this is a huge moment in the lives of these 2 men, 2 young men indeed. Let's get back to the match now.
Oh, that's a bad break-off from Jamie. I've seen a little reaction with his backhand there. It must be tense, because he didn't get through the ball there. Just pure tension and the situation. Just didn't hit the white at all.
That was Cope's poor break-off shot, and that gesture with his cue hand denoted that he'd not really gone through with it.
And look at the chance that Neil Robertson now has. In around the black with 3 or 4 reds available. That's where you want to be. And when he pots this red, he's going to free another one, the one
20
just next to it, and he'll play for that now. I think he's got an angle anywhere near the circle, and that red at the back of the bunch is on.
28.
Robertson exuding confidence.
Well, he didn't intend to cannon the red there, Jamie. Well, he's just got to sit and
35.
see how many he scores here, but that was an unintentional kiss on the red on his way back. And there's the result.
Neil Robertson, 35.
May not be able to get at it.
And even if he swerves this, the white could follow the red in. He's got to be careful here. Wow, I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen that played like that before, Clive. He has bent this around the black and he has screwed the white back. I've never seen it before. First time I've seen that shot played.
Hasn't had much joy with the pack opener though.
8.
Another tough shot coming up though.
Jamie Cope, 9.
That was tough. He had to play it with a lot of pace, but he's played a shot there. I was a snooker professional for 30 years, and I've played all the great players, and I've never seen anyone play a shot where he was snookered, swerve around, potted and screw back. That's a first for me.
That was it. Swerving round and with below centre striking, screwing back, but Cope fails at that red from distance. The way things are going, this match may well be over at the mid-session interval. If Robertson wins this frame and the next, there will be no interval. The match will be over.
Well, it's a big pocket. If he can't snick the one in that's near the pocket, he can send this red up the cushion and in off it. Oh dear. But you know, it wasn't quite as close to the pocket, and I mean, he was still very unlucky not to go in off the other red. Yeah, he hit the cushion first.
1.
But I'm with Ken Doherty, regardless of what happens here. Jamie Cope, he's got nothing to be ashamed of. It's a fabulous week, and I think everyone's enjoyed this young man's play. But it's never over till it's over.
3. Four.
You're right, of course, Dennis, but it really needed something to turn it, and that opportunity came along in the last frame. I think it's pretty unlikely either that Robertson will let this go or that Cope will get back.
Yeah, what's the saying, Clive? It's never over till the fat lady sings. Well, I think there's an overweight lady gargling out the back somewhere.
19.
Okay,
20.
Cope has missed a few, but let nothing detract from Robertson's performance, because his consistently high standard has been the chief element of pressure on his opponent.
.53 the difference. He only needs one more red, and Jamie Cope will require snookers.
28.
It's hard to describe how Neil Robertson will be feeling at the moment. He's going 8-2 ahead, just needs one for his first major victory.
35.
It's an unbelievable feeling, but he's still got to get over the winning line.
Yes, he's just got to hold back the elation
40.
which he would feel if he secured the title,
41.
which it's now heavy odds on that he will.
.48. .49.
Straight on the black. The frame is his, so he could afford to ration that long blue.
54.
Do you think he's feeling good, Clive, at the
56.
moment? The way he's potted that blue?
.59. .63. .63 on the frame.
Brace of 35 and 63 from Robertson in that frame, as he extends his lead to 8-2, which is 6 up with 7 to play. And although Robertson dominated that frame, the shot of the frame, indeed, in some respects, the shot of the match, because it taught even the former world champion something new, was played by Cope.
I've never seen it before, because he's got to bend it around the black, and when you're bending it around the ball, I said there was a chance he could run in after it, but he screwed it back. I mean, it'd be interesting to chat to Steve and Ken afterwards, but it's a first for me. Okay, he's lost the frame, but it's amazing to see something that you've never seen in your whole career before, Clive. I was amazed by that.
So Robertson just steadying himself for the final push to the title.